Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with the three amigos. How you doing, Dion?
Howdy, doing great. Ready for round three and to find out what round three is about.
Yeah, exactly. You guys have no idea. And Matt, how are you?
Calculator's up, so is my pen. Ready to go. I'm doing great.
There you go. So guys, one of the things I've been playing with is something I want to put in the Get Your Money Right course, even maybe even go into the free course. But basically it is built on the idea that Dion has said many times that most people can make work optional in 10 years. That is the base of what we are about to go through. So I've already asked you two to get a piece of paper out and a pen. I would ask the audience, if you're watching this, to hit pause, go get a piece of paper and a pen, and I will be back in 2 seconds. Great, now we're back. So I also have this. So what I want you to do first off is I just want you to take out the piece of paper and draw a line down the middle, or, you know, my line's, I don't know, about 8 inches on the piece of paper. Okay.
Mhm.
So the first thing I want you to do is, I'm guessing it's a T chart actually. Looks, so now it has a line on top. So it is what, January? Look at you. It's January 20th, 2022. Congratulations, folks. It's now January 20th, 2032. What do you want your life to look like? Where are you living? What are you doing? Basically, what I want you to understand is, what is your living expenses now? Are you similar, right? Are you just spending what you spend now? Or where do you want to be? In the Get Your Money Right course, both of you have been through the whole Mac Daddy exercise. This is where I am. This is what I can sacrifice. This is the big version. This is probably not Mac Daddy for most people, but it's like, where would you be happy at? Where would you be content with? So I'm going to ask you, like, housing costs, food, entertainment, cars, travel, charities, kit, whatever it is. I want you to calculate how much you're spending in 2032. Round numbers are okay in this example. You guys want to take a shot at kind of estimating what that might be? Dion, you want to go first?
You want me to go first?
So here's something that kind of bothers me about this exercise.
Sure, please. This is the first time I'm doing it, so I have no idea.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And my brain is understanding what you're doing. I mean, I'm catching up to the thought process. I made it to 40 without ever having $1,000 in the bank. Single parent, raising 3 kids, didn't have the best starting position. Reached financial freedom in 8 years. And financial freedom means there's over 4 times the money coming in from rental profit on what it takes me to live. So the reason I'm on this channel, the reason I have my channel, the reason I try to answer questions is because there aren't words to explain the mental peace that comes from knowing you never have to work again. And I have 4 times what I'm spending to live. I could literally live the life that I would have dreamt about before I reached 40. And the people watching this channel, they care. They're here. They're learning this stuff. But almost everyone that I interact with outside of YouTube doesn't care. Like, that actually frustrates me. I run into people who are trapped in jobs they hate and not doing anything, like even thinking this of where do I want to be in 2030.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to poke. I'm trying to help that person.
Right.
Because again, if I can talk to you, hey, because again, most people I talk to are stuck in a day job they hate. Or even if they don't hate it, they don't like it. They feel stuck. They feel trapped. The rat race got them and is not letting go. So I'm trying to get you there. So I'm saying, okay, you're in the rat race, Mr. and Mrs. behind the desk. Where do you want it? And again, 10 years is far enough where they can kind of get like, oh, I could do these things and do this. Basically, I want you all to write a number. If you're spending $4 grand today, maybe it's 6, maybe it's 8, maybe it's not. I don't know. The whole idea here is I need a number to start with.
Okay. So right now I'm spending about $4,000 a month, and that's doing a lot of extra stuff. So I would like one day to have enough money to be able to date somebody. So let's say $12,000 a month.
Oh, damn. You got some expensive.
That's big aspiration.
Dude, God,
damn,
dating somebody by the hour, Dion?
That's several someone.
That I can afford. It's the actual dating that I can't afford.
Are you putting in reserves for bad debt or something?
Exactly.
Okay, 12 grand for Dion. I like that. How about you, Mr. Lumberjack? You and the family of 5.
Yeah. So right now we range between 95.50 and 11.1 a month. That's how big the variable is.
Sure. So let's call it 11, just for that.
Yeah. And so my hope is in 2032 that I'm spending
Yeah.
$50,000 a month.
This guy's an animal. That's what was on your Mac Daddy too, I think. Just 50 grand. That's cool.
Yeah, it was actually 42, but I've since upped my standard of living.
You added another car or another house or
Because
whatever.
here's the thing. Here's the way that I get to that number. So it's not just, an a-hole number. How I get to that number is, yeah, it's 5 times where I'm at now. But if I'm spending 50, I'm making 2.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I'm spending $50,000 a month, I'm not making 60. If I'm spending 50 grand a month, it's because I'm making 200 a month.
Yeah.
Like those are the kind of numbers that's how I
So
base
break that down. How does a person spend 50,000 a month?
Let me share a few things with you. Happy to help.
I don't think it's that Boston beachfront property.
It's not. Oh, hell no.
Okay.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, no, not unless I want to get like MRSA from swimming in the water. Yeah, that's a hard pass. No, so that money, very, very generally speaking, is spent. I never fly commercial again. I only fly private. Okay. That's a major expense. Like you can easily drop 20 grand a month flying private, but then I go anywhere I want and I do it at a whip stitch. I'm like, hey, let's take the kids to Vegas for the weekend.
The kids are 12. What are they going to Vegas for?
10 years
Well,
from
because there's a lot you can do in Vegas and not gamble.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's a lot to do there. Like I'm not taking Samuel to the Hustler Club, so, but I mean, but getting on, like I've done the math and looking at things and saying, yeah, I mean, you can drop like just a round trip, Boston to Vegas, flying private is like 20 grand. It's like 15 to 20 grand for 5 people.
It's like $80 to fly there and back from Seattle.
Yeah. Well,
that's the difference between private and
Commercial.
plane,
it's
right?
all, yeah. I mean, even commercial for me, it's like $300. And quite frankly, I've got almost 2 million miles,
Yeah.
so that's not even the issue for me. Is like, I can fly for free anyway. I just want to fly private.
Yeah.
So I would literally be spending the money, probably 15, 20. Again, if I'm making 200, I'm probably spending, 15, 20 grand a month on average flying.
Yeah.
And that's anywhere I want to go. That's also going to cover me for a month. I'm not on the Dion plan. So it's going to cover me for 1 month of wherever I want to go in the country and having whatever house I want in whatever market I want. So that's going to be, instead of once a year or once every 5 years, that's going to be probably once a quarter. Because I can do whatever I want to do and this, that, and the other. Like I can kind of do that. So a lot of it just comes completely in lifestyle change. I went the first 6 years of my marriage without taking any trips. Even before that, Mike, you'll know, the only trips I ever took, President's Gold Clubs. That's it. The only thing I ever took were President's Gold Clubs, which you get awards for being the top guy in your job.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only flying that I did outside of for work. I didn't take vacations. So those are the kind of things. But yeah, so how do you get to 50? It's 20 grand in flying. It's a $20,000 Airbnb for an entire month. It's a lot of experiential stuff. Things like Super Bowl tickets and World Series tickets and all those things that I've always wanted to do, that I've done a spot here or a spot there. It's even something as silly as, I love hockey. Well, I would love to go to the All-Star game. I'd love to fly overseas and see some of my favorite players when they leave the NHL. I'd love to go over to Switzerland and see them play over there.
Oh, nice.
It's just fun stuff like that. And then just the motorcycle collection. It's being able to literally go into Mecum auction and just go,
that one.
Yep, that one. And then I just look across the way at Reggie Jackson and just go, sorry, Reg, that one's mine. But in 10 years, I don't know if he's still buying, but maybe he is.
Yeah.
So that's how it really comes down to, we already have all of our personal like pet projects where we invest in people and invest in making their lives better. So this isn't just an a-hole video. Like, how can I burn through money like a rapper or like a first round NFL draft pick? This is much more, hey, I'm making 200. I've already got probably more than that 50 committed to helping out causes. And then I'm saying, you know what? I can't take it all with me. We're giving 50 a month to causes already. Let's take 50 and let's just have a great family thing and do our thing, especially with everything that Eliana's been through this year. I'm more than happy to give her some experiences and things like that we can get together and be a family again, because that's what I do this for. It's for my family.
There you go. So I'll throw a number out there. I'll kind of be in the middle. I'll say about $20,000 a month. I'll just pick a number. So that's the first step. Again, folks, do this with your significant other. Get out of your headspace. Think 10 years ahead. Where do you want to be? What would be comfortable? All of those things. Now we go to the bottom of the line. Where are you today? And what I want to talk about today is not your W-2 income, because again, hopefully in 10 years, we've made work optional. So that money doesn't count. What I want you to think about is how much money do you have coming in today that's passive, semi-passive, side hustle, basically money coming in that is not your W-2. Because what I want you to be thinking about is, where are you at? And some of you might be zero, and that's okay. This is the exercise we're going through. So how much money is coming in, not attached to your W-2? If it's in the rental game, it's not rent. It would be rent minus all the expenses. So cash flow, right?
Mhm.
What is coming in that's money that you could live on? So that is the number we try to figure out on the bottom of this line. All right.
Mhm.
And then what you do is you've got to tie these out. The line is big because you have 10 years. There's a statement out there, I forget who said it. Most people overestimate what they can do in a year, and they underestimate what they can do in 10 years.
Mhm.
So for some of you, you might be at zero and your top line number was 6,000. Some of you, maybe you're at 500 and if it's 5,000. Basically what we have to do together is figure out where you get that extra money. And this works if you're 20 now and 30 later. This works if you're 40 now and 50 later. This works if you're 60 and 70 later. You're going to be getting Social Security, count a number. If you're 30 years old, sorry, you don't get it. But wherever you are, this is a 10-year challenge, no matter how old you are today. We are going to assume you're going to be alive in 10 years. And that's the exercise I want you to think about, because then all you have to do is think about the gap. How are you closing these two numbers?
Mhm.
That's the exercise. And for some of you, your gap might be $40,000. It's like, holy shit, I better get going. And for some of you, it might be a couple of grand, like, oh, I can get there. So I don't know. That's what I'm trying to do here. What do you guys think? I'll go to Dion first, I guess.
Well, I definitely think it's good to know your freedom number. And there's a difference between financial independence and financial freedom.
Yes.
Financial independence is you don't have to work and your living expenses are covered. Financial freedom is being able to pick whatever motorcycle you want and fly first class anywhere, anytime, and do that expensive Airbnb. So, and not have to look at the price.
Right.
So I think that's the kind of, to me, the point of this exercise is what does it take you to get to financial freedom?
Mm-hmm.
And for some of us, that's a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
My financial freedom is none of the sports ball things. I'm not going to go to any of those. I enjoy going to countries like Thailand and Colombia, where I come back with more money than I left with. Like the cost of living there is just so much cheaper. But for someone like Matt, knowing those numbers gives you those goals to work at over that decade.
Mhm.
Yeah. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for us, it's kind of like, Mike, you and I've had this conversation a number of times on our Tuesdays, kind of, in between segments. How far are you going to go?
Yeah.
Like, how far are you going to go? Like, honestly, I could stop tomorrow and I'd be fine. But what I still love is I still love taking the skill that I've created. Michael Jordan will never get tired of going out and shooting hoops because he's Michael Jordan. And so for me, I'll never get tired buying a deal because it's what I got really, really good at and I enjoy it. And once you take yourself out of the game, good luck, because it will pass you by quickly.
Yeah.
Jordan could not go and play LeBron right now today. He gets smoked. He'd get smoked. And no matter how much you like Jordan, he'd still get smoked.
Today, yeah.
Today. But that's where, for me, it's a difference maker, which is same thing with my W-2. I don't want to walk away until I know I'm done forever. Because once I walk away, I never look back and I'm going forward and no regrets. And I want to say, you know what? I feel like I can leave my 25-year career behind me. I did all that I wanted to do, and I'm ready to open up that next chapter.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, hopefully this exercise, again, folks, I'm just playing with this. Hopefully it allowed you to think about what would life look like in 10 years. Maybe it also made you realize you got a lot of work to do. That's okay. Again, 10 years is a long time. And if you sacrifice, you get on it, you do the work, you can make work completely optional in 10 years. All three of us have done it. So Dion, how can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom. My live streams are Tuesday afternoons at 4 o'clock.
And Matt?
Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube, and tonight, Mr. and Mrs. Lumberjack live stream on Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube tonight.
Very
live.
cool.
And that's on Thursdays if you're watching this video on a different day of the week.
It
Thursdays.
is on Thursdays. Thank you,
Lumberjack
Dion.
couple.
And 8 o'clock Eastern time as well.
Awesome, guys. Thanks.